Hello and welcome to the AVEX podcasts. I've got with me Becca Ashworth from Vodafone.
Hi.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. Tell us a little bit about yourself, just a quick introduction, as well as the company you work for.
Yes, so I'm Becca Ashworth. I work for Vodafone Business UK and I'm a Customer Experience Centre Manager. So I look after our Customer Experience Centres. We've got one at our HQ in Newbury, one in London, one in Wimbledon and a virtual Customer Experience Centre.
Fantastic. That's a lot of CECs for you to manage, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
What inspires you about the Customer Experience Centre?
It's just such a good opportunity to host our customers. So we invite them to come and spend the day with us. We like to put on like a nice experience for them. We bespoke a lot of content that we share with them. We have, bespoke signage welcoming them. We're able to, bring them in to meet our subject matter experts. And I just feel like it's just such a personal opportunity to really collaborate with them, as well as showcasing some of our amazing technology and content that we can share with them.
That's brilliant. I like how you say it's personable, meaning each customer that comes in has a personal experience.
Absolutely.
Tell us about what other kinds of experiences customers have that walk into that experience centre.
Yeah, so we work a lot beforehand with the sales teams to identify what it is that customer wants to talk about. So understanding what their challenges are, what their strategy is, what their goals are for that year. And then we tailor a sort of agenda for the day that will include presentations from subject matter experts. It will include demos of some of our products and technology. And then also where relevant, we have different tours that we can take them on. So we can take them to see our Network Operations Centre, our Research and Development Lab, or our IoT, which is Internet of Things Lab as well. So, yeah, it can be quite a varied day, quite a varied agenda, but always really sort of insightful.
That's great to hear. Sounds to me like all of what you do is centered around that customer experience, which is absolutely fantastic. What kinds of experiences would you say customers are having when they walk into that center? What does a typical visit look like?
Yeah, so we'd say it's usually sort of between like 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. It's just a bit of a guideline. Maybe arrivals from 9:30. We just ask for them to arrive. We have about half an hour of just sort of mingling, coffees, breakfast we usually put on for them, and then we'll do sort of a welcome and objectives setting for the day, and then we move into whatever that agenda might look like, probably a couple of hours of maybe presentations, content, demos, and then we'll have a break for some lunch, and then another sort of slot in the afternoon, so another couple of hours of presentations, demos, content, until we wrap up with a Q&A, and then we ask our customers to fill out a feedback survey.
Right, which is a feedback survey. To me, that's huge. It means you're very much interested in not just what you're doing, but what the customer has to say.
Definitely.
So how else would you measure success? Sounds to me like feedback's a way you measure success.
Yeah.
How else would you measure success?
Yeah, so with our feedback survey, we asked them to basically grade their perception of Vodafone Business before they came to see us, and then as well afterwards. So we then work at the difference of that Net Promoter Score, and we use that as sort of a gauge of how our customers are enjoying the sessions. We also ask them to provide any feedback, anything that they think we could improve on, what the communication style was like, did they have good communication with us, and also any sort of points they want to follow up on. So we make sure that any topics that are discussed, any conversations they want to follow up on, we are able to do. So yeah, it's a lot of sort of verbatim feedback that we use, and we absolutely take that on board to sort of change anything going forward.
That's great to hear. I mean, that to me, my mind tells me that the next one you're going to do, or the next session you're going to hold at the Experience Centre would hopefully be better because you're taking on feedback and obviously tailoring it to what the customer wants to experience. AVEX, we're very pleased to be a part of, a small part of what you have created. And from our standpoint, it was very, very exciting to merge tech and furniture, aesthetics as well. So talk me through the blend of tech, furniture, creating that whole experience. How important is that to you and the team at Vodafone for your customers?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, we want our customers to feel super comfortable in the spaces that we create for them. Naturally, we have it, branded, Vodafone Business branded, but we want customers to feel really comfortable in there. But we also want to be able to showcase, content as much as we can. So in our space, we have a lot of digital signage. And so we, of course, worked with AVEX to create some some new screens to be able to showcase that digital signage. And that just really brings things to life. So one of the ones that we put up in our lounge area of our customer experience centre in Newbury, we are showcasing some case studies on. And that's just such important content for our customers that we may not be able to cover during the agenda, but it's something that they can view during the day, just to bring to life some of the different use cases for our technology. So yeah, it's super important to be able to showcase that to our customers.
That's fantastic, because when you're not talking, the tech's talking.
Exactly.
It's brilliant. Branding too.
Exactly.
How do you see the CEC evolving?
Yeah.
You're getting a lot of feedback. Talk me through how you see customer expectations specifically evolving.
Yeah. One of the things we're finding a lot at the minute is that our customers, as well as wanting to work with us, they want to learn from us.
Right.
So one of the big things that we are talking to them about is sort of what we're doing. So they want to understand how we're hitting our sustainability goals, how we're handling hybrid working, you know, the ways that we might be using new technology in the market, like AI, for example. So I think one of the big things our customers are wanting to learn with us. So making sure that we're really sort of like open, upfront with what we're doing, sharing experiences, and helping sort of like build that partnership with them so that it's just sort of a two-way thing. So yeah, I think that's sort of really elevating.
That's great. You mentioned sustainability. That's huge in the tech world, and it's great to see that those conversations are happening within your environment, but also the customer is leaning on you to some degree, learning from your expertise as well, which I think is fantastic. Now, we've got listeners listening, thinking, okay, that sounds very exciting. You've got feedback forms, you're tailoring, experiences to meet customers' expectations. We want an experience center. What advice would you give?
So I think the main thing is like putting yourself in the shoes of the customer.
Right.
So really understanding what that customer journey looks like. You know, physically, what does that customer journey look like? So if you're thinking about putting together your own customer experience centre, where's the best location? Where's the best location for your customer base?
Right.
Are there good transport links for that area? So making sure that it's really accessible.
Right.
And then the other thing is like the physical customer journey on the day. So as I said before, we really bespoke our sessions to make them, really value add to what the customer wants to hear about. So yeah, just making sure that you're really nailing that agenda. You've got the right people, the right speakers, the right topics, the right demos, whatever it might be. Asking our customers to come out for a day from their office, and it's, it'll be maybe 10 people, is a big ask. So we want to make sure that they're really getting the value out of that, having a day away from their office.
That's great. You speak about accessibility. That's very important, because you can have a good experience center in a location that isn't accessible. Yeah. And nobody shows up. So that's very good advice, as well as all the other stuff you said, of course. You've done this for a while. You may, not even may, you will have moments you're proud of. Can you talk us through one or two, if you can, your proudest moment so far?
So I think recently we've just opened up a new London customer experience centre, and I think that's something that's been really sought after. Right. So we wanted to make sure that we found the perfect location, the good space, as I spoke about before, sort of good transport links, all that sort of stuff. So we've recently just opened up a London customer experience centre in Marylebone. It's literally opposite Great Portland Street Station, so it's super accessible. And yeah, I think that has been a really big achievement, because it's something that we've been working on for a little while. So yeah, I think really proud of that's now open and running and working really well.
That's a huge achievement, and you talking about all the back work that's done, before you actually start the actual physical centre. That tells me you've done a lot and put a lot into this, and that sounds very exciting for sure. Final thoughts. What would you say as a leaving thought to our viewing audience? Yeah,
I think, as I said, if you're thinking about doing something similar, really creating sort of a positive experience for the customer, we find at Vodafone Business having that face time with the customers is just so important. Building relationships, being able to showcase our technology and our, demos in person is really important. So yeah, it's definitely something that I think is a real sort of strong value add to Vodafone Business, and yeah, I would encourage other people to do the same.
That's an absolute pleasure having you here, Becca.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time, and thank you for joining. Look forward to seeing you again on the next session. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.